Eric Mitchell, welcome to the show, man. Great to have you with us.
Thanks for having me on.
I feel I know you. We have some great folks on the show this morning who are part of this family. I want to take Frankie to a Bruce Springsteen concert. I want to take you 3.5 hours in the Meadowlands. Come on. Al, come on, we'll all go, man. This will be great.
I would not be able to avoid giving him the Heimlich maneuver. Right. That's what it sounds like.
Frank would go if he was allowed to drink like 4 whiskeys before going in.
Done deal. Done deal.
Right? No, I've been invited. Again, nothing against Bruce. You can't knock him.
He was at the Prudential Center, and when I was there at the Devil's Game with little Charlie, I was dying. Bruce played the Prudential Center, which is great because it's like for him that's a tight arena, 15,000, whatever it is. I would love to have seen that. I'm going to get you there, Frank. This could be funny.
We'll see.
Are you a music fan, Mr. Marine?
I actually am a huge music fan.
Bruce,
talking about
baby?
Spring Street,
But
of course. Yeah. Billy Joel too.
Billy's the best. How about this guy selling out? Mr. Joel selling out Madison Square Garden. Like, I mean, he's like records are held by Billy Joel at Madison Square Garden. How cool is that? Imagine doing his residency. I'll do a residency at a club that holds like 150 people. He's a residency at 20,000 a pop.
Right.
This guy, unbelievable.
Just at MSG, he's just like no big deal. Just,
I know.
Yeah, that's where my residency's at. Don't
and
worry
he's so
about it.
loyal to New York, Billy is, and a genius that he is. Hey, Eric, thanks for your service, brother, as the United States Marine. Tell me about Paris Island again, will you? I'm such a geek. I always wanted to be at high school. Can't go to college. And by the way, I want to just plug LifeFlip Media, CEO of LifeFlip Media. All right, I'm going to talk about everything that's going on in the world today. I always wanted to go, like, hey, Pop, I'll go to Paris Island. I'll go into basic training and be a United States Marine. But my father said, no, you're going to college. And he never told me anything. Rest his soul. He was a captain commissioned to be a major in the United States Army Air Corps. And he said, nope, you're going to college. But, Pop, I'll go in. But all my buddies were coming back, It wasn't easy, Vietnam back in the day. Paris Island, 6 weeks, Paris Island?
No, 16. It was 16 weeks, and I did just to be correct.
I would have failed.
Just in case anybody that I know is listening.
Yeah.
I'm a Hollywood Marine, so I did San Diego, but I do have Paris Island for you.
What does that mean?
Because San Diego, we have 2 boot camps in the United States Marine Corps. One for the West Coast, every side of the other side of the Mississippi goes to San Diego.
But San Diego's got to be as tough as Paris Island.
No, PI. I'll give PI. My brother graduated from there. After I went in, he went in.
Yeah.
And Paris Island's different. They've got bugs, humidity. We have San Diego. Come on, it's beautiful in San Diego. Like perfect weather year round. The only thing we deal with is
instructors in bikinis. Yeah, that's great.
They probably won't agree with me that if my DIs are listening, I'm sorry. But no, it's my grandparents actually lived in Beaufort, South Carolina, which is the city right outside Paris Island. I went there as a little guy. I've got pictures of me in like Miami Vice shirts, standing by some F4 Phantom. It's funny. Then I ended up going there for my brother's graduation after I graduated a long time before.
Yeah, God bless you. How long are we in the Marines?
10 years total.
God bless you, brother. Good. Yeah, now tell us about LifeFlip Media before we go. I'm going to get a plug for your company.
We help veteran brands and influencers get media exposure, get them out there. I love supporting our small veteran business owners. There's so many of them out there, and they're doing amazing things, so they deserve a fair share.
Yeah, Eric, being a warrior, Afghanistan, do you go? Do you stay there? Do you leave there? Frankie says, "Let's get out." Tucker Carlson says, "Let's get out." We have Colonel McGregor, who's a great patriot, as you know. Mm-hmm. Get out while you can. I'm thinking of my father. Get in there, bomb the heck out of them, and take it over. But I'm a chicken hawk because I don't mean to be a hawk, but I never served. What are you thinking as a former Marine?
I'm going to go with Frank and everybody else. Absolutely, we need to be out of there. If you got to think about it, we now have third generation of fighters now going over there. Fathers and their sons and their other sons are now going, so it's crazy.
Right. Well, how come when I talk to somebody, it's like third tour, fourth tour? What are they getting commissioned to go back there, or is that voluntarily?
I mean, of course, it's a volunteer force, but these awesome warriors choose to go back. This is what they do. They have a love for their country, so they go back. I mean, we just saw it yesterday, right? We saw we saw this representative out of Minnesota who said that the GI Bill should be for every American now. I saw that it was breaking yesterday, and I had to laugh. I'm like, we volunteer to serve our country. You get that if you go to a recruiter's office. They'll pay for your college. They paid for mine. They've paid for several of my friends. So, Afghanistan is just a mess. But those guys keep volunteering. Those 2 fallen warriors from this weekend, both were on their third and fourth tours. It's crazy.
They were
extreme tours. That's crazy.
But you're right, Elon Omar calling for the GI Bill to apply to all Americans. How out of it is this gal, Erin Rashida Tlaib? I don't understand it. I mean, they don't understand. It's nice that you're a young guy. You understand the compassion that we have in this country, the respect that we have, certainly for the military.
Absolutely.
My father bought his first house in Belleville, New Jersey, on Copper Place with the GI Bill. You know how much that house cost? You're taking $8,000. That house. They bought a house with 3 kids in Belleville. It was the GI Bill, and I always said that. Even if I ever ran for office, I always say for first responders, they shouldn't have to pay a state income tax.
Absolutely.
In New York, New Jersey. Give it a little bit of a break, for crying out loud, you know.
For sure.
And so now, with respect to the president and the military, this is the guy you want in charge. If you're a military person, for what he's doing with veteran affairs, how he is dealing with the military, and I mean, you have high marks for President Trump.
Oh, absolutely. President Trump is doing a great job for our military, active duty, and our veterans. He's really putting a focus on us. You saw his big focus on mental health last year. It's huge. We are losing 22 vets a day to suicide, and it's important to us to have a president that speaks up for that, because it's real quick to go in and throw a measure to prevent the president from going to war. But how about going in and making a quick measure to help our veterans? And the scary thing is, Joe, and you talk about the Vietnam vets, that's the fastest growing of suicide numbers in our country.
No, wait, whoa. The Vietnam veterans, who are probably my age, in their 60s, and then they're killing themselves. And what is the impetus to that? I mean, just
think about the difference of them coming home from the wars.
It's terrible.
And I'm not trying to downplay Vietnam at 10 years and Afghanistan at 19, but you got to think about it. They came home and they were spit upon and not treated like our warriors when we come home, where we have the greetings on, any arena, stadium across the country. Somebody's running up doing the reunion tour, which we all love, brings a tear to the eye. But it's just, heartbreaking. They've kind of been left behind, not focused on. And until President Trump came in, the VA's been a mess. And he's really gone out to, no, we're not going to have, you're having a mental health issue? Call back in 6 weeks. We'll take care of you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Well, with the NYPD has an issue as well, But the Vietnam veterans, and I love, and a shout out to all our Vietnam veterans, because that is my generation. And when they came home, what Eric is talking about is at 847 with Joe, Eric Mitchell, CEO of LifeFlip Media, former Marine, is that when they would come home, I could remember the hippies. And I couldn't stand the hippies. Forgive me. By the way, those hippies are all teaching our kids now in college. I'm sorry. They're my age, David, but that's the problem. Excuse me. I'm just saying. The hippies would go up there and they would start yelling and vilifying these soldiers. And I would say, whoa, do you think they want to be there? They served valiantly, And even I said, and as a, I always say Vietnam was a waste. I really think that was the start of the domino effect to knock down communism that led to, Mr. Gorbachev tear down this wall. It started in Vietnam, and even in Korea. I hate to think that any soldier dies in vain, but then cut to the Middle East and the mess in the Middle East. You're saying just get the heck out.
Absolutely.
And even in Syria as well, you're thinking?
Oh, yes. We need to be out of that entire... We've been there. We're going back to biblical times with the folks in the Middle East.
Yeah.
They love fighting each other. I mean, Afghanistan especially. I mean, think about the Russians before us or the Soviets back in the 80s.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at that, they pulled out. They gave us the warning how long it took for them to try to get out of there. So the same thing is occurring again. We need to be out of that whole area. It's just it is a mess. But we're losing soldiers right and left. And what are we fighting for?
I know what Senator Lindsey Graham says. He goes, keep the fight there so it doesn't come here. How would you answer that?
I don't think the fight will always be brought here. That's what the enemy wants to do. They don't like us. We all see that, even after, unfortunately, on 9/11, when clearing houses in Afghanistan, you saw huge pictures of the towers on fire. I mean, these folks geek out on attacking our country.
Yeah.
So it's always the fight there is going to want to bring it here. So we need to be back here. We could fight our own here. We've been blessed since, 2 decades of safety here in our country, and we're getting really good at it. I feel very safe when I travel. So, hey, they're not going to come here.
Yeah. Hey, Eric, so tell us about LifeFlip before we let you go, man. And if someone's listening, a Vietnam veteran's listening, not feeling so good about himself, herself, or a police officer, that's just under all this pressure, can they get in touch with you at LifeFlip in this regard?
Absolutely. They could talk to me, and I could point them in the right direction. Or if they're having immediate, make sure they call the National Suicide Hotline.
Yeah.
That's always a good number. There's always somebody there to help you. LifeFlip, one of the big things we offer is any veteran brand that's out there, we provide free media placement for them. So if you're a veteran-owned company, reach out to us, and we'll take care of you, and we'll help you get some media.
And
attention.
online, we can find you where?
EricLMitchell.com.
Did you see that Joe Franklin introduction? And we can find you where? Martin Paints. Said, Eric, you're a good guy, man. Thanks. You know, you're a great American. Thank you. You're a great patriot. Thanks for your service to the United States. And thanks for hanging out and fighting the traffic coming down here like a true Marine.